From the Ticats Audio Network, this is Ticats Today with Louie B.
Yes, it is Ticats Today for a Wednesday, June the 15th, 2022. Just 3 days away from the Ticats home opener against the Calgary Stampeders. Louie B here on the Ticats Audio Network. Thanks for checking us out. You can always like and subscribe, leave a comment, and if you subscribe, you'll never miss an episode of this show or any of the other great shows on the Ticats Audio Network, including a brand new episode of the Coach O Show that dropped yesterday, and full game day coverage that kicks off with Tiger Cats Game Day starting on Saturday exclusively on the Ticats Audio Network. We got a great show for you coming up in just a little bit. We'll hear from Coach O, Alden Darby Jr, as he spoke after practice. We'll hear from Alden Darby as well. I had a chance to go one-on-one with defensive coordinator Mark Washington, so I'll play that conversation for you. And because he is going into the Hall of Fame on Friday night, Mike Walker, had a chance to catch up with him. Haven't caught up with him this week, but I caught up with him when he was inducted back in 2021. So when this original class was announced, it was April of 2021, and I've just pulled a little bit of a portion of that interview, and I'll play it for you here before we go on Ticats Today. No news and notes to tell you about. Ticats didn't make any transactions, and I do not have the injury report yet, so unfortunately not too much I can pass along on that one, as yes, just day one is the only updated lineup there on the injury report. So tomorrow's show, I'll get you the most up-to-date information I have on that one. Let's hear from the head coach of the Ticats. Here's Alden Steinauer as he spoke after practice today.
Yeah, I just thought we came out focused. I thought the coaches had them really prepared, and execution was I thought it was high, but we're coaches, right? Always looking for more, but seeing steady improvement. So I thought it was a really fair practice. Well, I don't think you can put the injuries aside. That's probably the easiest way to address that. So it's likely we'll look a little bit different. Just people willing to work hard. Like, you're going to have to give some grace. People are going to make mistakes in there, but when you go from a backup role of really taking no reps, only like scout team reps, to taking every rep, part of the game plan, people depending on you, there's a lot of factors that go into it, and that's what they get paid for, is to step into that. But at the same time, there's got to be a decent amount of grace that nobody's going to perform perfectly. And so I've liked the effort, the attitude, and the preparation so far. Obviously, the test at the end of the week and the execution of is really what they'll be judged upon. Yeah, so for the first-year players, I think they've done just a fantastic job as a whole of just adapting to the game and the speed of the game. And really, when you say comments like that, it's easy to just, pound our chest as coaches, but really that's a testament to the people that were rookies last year and those that have already been through it in the locker room. And that's where leadership and accountability and those type of things come into play. So, the credit is to spread around for the progress that we've seen so far from our first-year players. It's a good question, and I don't think I have a great answer for you. Obviously, in the beginning, I'm, extremely, humbled and honored with the accolade, if you will. But it kind of has to. It's practice prep the next day, and then you have meetings, and then it's practice prep, and then it's meetings, and then it's other things and the responsibilities. So it probably won't hit me till the day. But other than that, it's business first, and we'll reflect on the past on a different date. But it's definitely a different thing. I.e., I'm fielding a question about it. Right? Normal weeks, you don't field any of those questions, but it should be a lot of fun.
That is, of course, head coach Alden Steinauer and president of football operations, and he talked about it there, about trying to stay focused on the game while also acknowledging that it is a big weekend for him and for his family as he is called to the Hall in the Hall of Fame. And still ahead, we'll hear from Mike Walker from a conversation I had with him last year when he was first inducted, and I feel it's worth playing again because he gets He really goes deep, and maybe a preview of what we'll see with our coverage on Friday, as we'll be here. The Ticats Audio Network will be here. I will be here, getting you set for the ceremonies on Friday night. All right, another piece of sound here. Let's hear from Alden Darby, one of the newest members of the Ticats. Here's what he had to say after practice today.
I mean, it's first game of the season. I mean, that game doesn't define us, nor win or lose, the Grey Cup or the end goal in mind. But obviously, you take a lot of things from the tape, and you only can get better. I mean, I know that sounds so cliche, but that's the harsh facts. Even if you win a game, you have to look at it in the standpoint of how do you get better, because you can always get better. You can always critique yourself. Just because if you won or lost, that doesn't mean you're good or bad. So for us, it's just all a lesson, and we know that it's just one game on the journey. It's a long road. We already knew only one thing was guaranteed to us, and that's adversity, and it struck on the first game of the season, and we don't mind. That's what we practice for. That's what we prepare for. So for us, it's just a lesson. Watch the film, and we just get better. That's it, and that's all. Pretty easily. I mean, you got some good guys up there, some veteran-led group. When you got a veteran-led group that's playing the league and seen a lot of ball, it's so easier to kind of to mix and match in it with each other, because you got a guy like myself come in and I've seen a lot of snaps, seen a lot of football, and you start watching tape, and you start to realize that the only thing that we see different is how we call things. What we call a route combination or what we call a play. But we've all seen a lot of defenses in our time. We've seen a lot of the CFL football, so it was pretty seamlessly to fit in. Like I said, it's an amazing group. I'm fortunate enough that they are such good guys on and off the field, so it was pretty easy, and they made the transition so easy for me. I mean, it's Bo Levi, it's the Calgary Stampeders. I mean, they're nameless people with numbers on their jersey for us. At the end of the day, it's on us. We could be playing against a high schooler. If we don't do our job, he'll slice us all up and down the field. So for us, it's just about us doing our job, hitting our target, doing what we are coached to do, doing what we practice every day to do, and be who we are and play Ticat defense and Ticat football, and that's really pretty much it. Yeah, I mean, having a taste of the crowd, on the other side of it, obviously isn't too pleasing. But being on the right side of things, and kind of just going through training camp, going through the week and stuff like that, all you hear is how much this city loves this defense. So for me to be a part of this defense, and having the opportunity to go out there and take the field, representing the entire city of Hamilton, representing Ticat defense, representing what this defense and what this team's about, I'm excited. So I can't wait to have the crowd cheering and loud and getting hyped up for us out there. So I'm excited.
That is Alden Darby, as we caught up with him after practice, one of the newest members of the Ticats, and a very passionate guy. Always love catching up with him and getting his thoughts and how excited he is about playing in front of the fans. And a couple of new things here down at Tim Hortons Field. We have the new Stelco North End. It's a new general admission spot on the football field, so just under the video board. If you still don't have tickets, Stelco North End, it's a general admission basically party patio. It's underneath the scoreboard, and I've been watching them set it all up all week, and looks like a great place to watch a football game. Of course, we have the Stipley back this year. There's the Coors Original zone as well, and lots of fun stuff happening down here at Tim Hortons Field. We got the Hall of Fame inductions at halftime, which will be special. So lots of fun stuff going down at Tim Hortons Field on Saturday. And if you want to make sure you're here, ticats.ca/tickets. All right, we just heard from Alden Darby, and now very pleased to be joined by the defensive coordinator of the Hamilton Ticats, Mark Washington, and Coach Washington. Lots to get to, but let's just start with your assessment on the way your team performed and your thoughts on Saturday's game.
Well, I took that throughout the game. Our execution has to continue to rise the later the game goes. We have to make sure that we're locked in. We continue and seize the opportunities that we have. There's momentum swings and things like that in the game, and that you have to either stop the momentum or you have to take advantage of it. And I don't think we did a good job of that last week. But like we say, you always learn from these things, right? And the real loss is if you don't learn from it, right? And so you want to make sure that this type of thing is not repeated.
Fourth quarter, you talk about repeating. There were issues last year in the fourth quarter too, and we talked to Tunde about it yesterday, and he said if I knew the answer, we would have solved it by now. What have you seen in those games?
It's the same thing. It's all right, looking ahead, looking past, not having the same type of lock-in or focus, that type of thing. So, these are the things that we can stress, and then from a call point of view, from a schematic point of view, making sure that our guys are able to execute the things that we're asking them to do in that time.
Game planning for a guy like Bo Levi Mitchell and an offense like Calgary's. Where do you start?
Well, I mean, I could tell you all the secrets right now, but I'd rather not. I mean, come on, he's the pro. He's the guy, Hall of Fame quarterback. He's the real deal, you know. It's always a challenge facing him. You know he's going to be prepared, but we've been able to prepare our guys, and we're going to continue to do so. It's a marvelous team, well coached and whatnot. So I love having our hands full in this respect.
When you bring a guy like Alden Darby and a guy like Micah Johnson, I mean, those are big personalities and big players physically. How have they fit into your defense?
Well, one thing is defense. We have there's a big we and a small me. And these guys have been able to fit their me's into our big we. The personalities on this team. The team is bigger than the personalities. The goals of the team and the oneness of the room is bigger than any particular person. And these are good men. You know what I mean? On top of that, these aren't, lone stars or anything like that. These are really good men. So these are the things that we look for, making sure that we have the right guys in the room that are going to add to the character and add to the performance of the team.
What have you noticed about the change in the hash marks through the first game?
Well, it was different now. You're going to get, you get more balanced sets offensively. They can do a little bit more. They got more room to operate in that boundary now. The things that they would do to the field now they can do to the field and boundary. You got some more island guys on the island, but that's why you got to earn your money. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, there's going to be a ball, there's going to be a receiver, it's going to be a running back, whatever, and you got to go make a play.
It's a big weekend this weekend as two of the all-time greats to play defense in this city are honored, and one you know very well, but even Mike Walker and what he's done. How do you relay that message from Friday into Saturday onto the field?
Well, it goes to the first meeting we have here and understanding the culture not only of this city but of this team, this organization, and the great defenses that have come before us. And we get the awesome privilege to step on that stage and to be able to say, all right, I was a part of the Ticat D, or I'm a part of the Ticat D, and walk. Obviously these guys were hallmark, legendary figures. And like I said, these are the shoulders that we're standing on.
I've heard that one before.
Yeah, you heard it. Yeah.
I've heard
it's
that
the truth,
one
but it's the
before.
truth. It's in our blood, man.
Yeah.
We honestly believe that. That's not a line. That's what we believe.
Okay, so some people might believe that's a line, though, right? I mean, because the thing about culture and the thing you're building, like everybody can say that. What's different about here in Hamilton?
Well, but that's the whole point. To the outside, it's always culture. It's always what they see. All right, but from the inside, the culture. You know what I mean? And so we can look at anybody's house and say, oh, they have this and they have that. Oh, these are just lines. But once you get inside the house and become a part of it, now you understand, oh, this is real.
The normalcy of being back at Tim Hortons Field with your team in different meetings, like in the same meeting rooms. What's that been like?
Oh, it's been awesome to be back, getting things back to the norm. You know what I mean? And still being cautious, still being smart. But, being able to interact with the guys person to person has been tremendous. And it's nothing like being in the room.
Yeah. All right, let's get back to prepping.
Appreciate you, brother.
That is the defensive coordinator of your Ticats, Coach Mark Washington, talking there about standing on the shoulders of those that came before us. And I had joked to him that I'd heard that one before. We've heard that a lot when it comes to the Ticats and the culture that's here and the history that goes into just about everything that is done. Inside the locker room, outside the locker room, on the field. It is more than just a word here. Culture. It is a way of life, and from the top down, it starts with caretaker and goes right down to the lowliest of audio network hosts like yourself. So appreciate that. And we mentioned Mike Walker too, and this is from an interview I did the day after Mike Walker got the call from the Canadian Football Hall of Fame that he would be part of the class of 2021. And I did want to play this for you. Our full conversation is available on YouTube. Just search Mike Walker, Ticats TV, Ticats Audio Network. Actually, this predates the Ticats Audio Network, to be honest. But search Mike Walker, Ticats. You can find this full conversation. But here is his response after I had asked what it finally meant to get that call from the Canadian Football Hall of Fame.
I'm trying to pull it together. It was tough. because it's been so long since I heard from anybody in that position. It means the world to me. Tell the people I'm trying to breathe right now. but it meant a lot to me. I never thought I'd get that call, but it just meant the world to me. I look back, all the hard work we put into it all those years. Me, Grover, Rod, Mitch, Dave Solvay, as a defensive line, we wanted nothing more than to go to Grey Cup every year. That's what we fought for. That's what we practiced for. And Coach Schmitty, our defensive line coach, best coach I ever had. I couldn't have had any better. Al Bruno, best head coach we ever had. We had some great people. But man, it meant the world when I got that call. I wanted nothing more than to just think back of all the people that helped me get there to that point. Teammates, family. My family's very important. And just getting there was awesome. I'm just over thrilled.
Yeah, well said for sure, Mike. And I know you and I actually connected a few months ago. We were putting together a little piece on that 86 team. And you mentioned it. The goal was always to go to the Grey Cups, and you guys did. You went to Grey Cups. That's what you did. Yeah. You won it in 86. But just talk about what it's going to be like, because I know you guys had that reunion a few years ago, what it's going to be like to be back up here in Hamilton, to be back with the guys after all that's gone on the last couple of years here.
It's going to be awesome. When we had that reunion, we couldn't believe the facilities, because it had been a long time since I've been there. And to see what they have right now, it's just going to be big, just letting the guys know that play there now, all the hard work we put in to get there, and probably to get to the point where they are right now. Hamilton's always been known for defense, and I'm sure they still do the same thing. Defense is a stabilizer to that team and the franchise. It's always been like that. It was a brotherhood with our defense, man. People like Howard Fields, Les Brown, Ben Zambiazzi, Leo Ezrins, even Frank Robinson, Lance Shields, Bennett. We had some players on that team. It was amazing. And I was proud to be part of that, because if you think about it, we had went to 84, 85. We had lost 2 Grey Cups in a row. In that 86 season, there was no way we weren't going to win that Grey Cup. I mean, we weren't going to do the 3 and out. We needed to win that Grey Cup, and we did.
I know how much you appreciated the Argos Ticats rivalry. I know how much, as a player, you hated the Argos. And I know earlier you brought up a name, of course, here in Burlington, very close, someone that I worked with really closely on my time at the radio station, and that's Chris Schultz. And I just want to get your thoughts on him as a person, and what you think he's thinking of seeing you getting in the Hall of Fame.
What a quality person. Man, what a quality person. Chris was the only person I would play against. We would battle all those games during one season. We would battle, but he would pick you up off the ground, and he would always talk to you after the game. Quality person. I wish I knew him better, because we only had a few minutes to talk after the game. But he was the only person that would come up to me and congratulate me and Grover. Good, clean player. And when I saw him do the play-by-play, I was like, awesome. He's a perfect player to do that, because he knows football, and he's got a great personality. You can't miss that smile. Can't miss the smile. And, man, is he going to be missed. What a quality person on and off the field.
And that is Mike Walker, who will be going into the Canadian Football Hall of Fame on Friday night and Saturday, as we caught up with him when he got the call. That was back in April of 2021. So looking forward to catching up with Walks again this weekend. A reminder, we'll have special coverage of the Canadian Football Hall of Fame induction ceremony right here on the Ticats Audio Network on Friday night, leading into our home opener Saturday. Full game day coverage on the Ticats Audio Network starts with Tiger Cats Game Day with Courtney Stephen and Mike Daly, and that's happening Saturday. And then it will be Tiger Cats pregame. Bubba O'Neill, Andy Fantuz get you set for RJ and Luke have the call starting at 6:30. We're back again tomorrow, though, here on Ticats Today. Thanks for checking us out. Really do appreciate it. Any comments or feedback, you can hit me up on Twitter at LouieB_TV. Go Bulldogs. I will be down at First Ontario Centre reporting live for CHCH tonight. Hope to see you down there cheering on the Hamilton Bulldogs, who play Game 7 of the OHL Finals tonight at First Ontario Centre. And again, cannot wait to see you down there. Should be a great time. Go Dogs, go. We're back tomorrow. Thanks for checking us out. This has been Ticats Today. I'm Louie B. Hoping you have a great day.
Ticats Today can be heard every weekday, and we would like to hear from you. Email us at gameday@ticats.ca. Have a question or an opinion? We want to hear it. That's gameday@ticats.ca. Subscribe to the Ticats Audio Network on Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts.